I'm going to show you how to check and adjust valve lash on the John Deere x304. You want to do this when the engine is cold, so you're going to start by removing the engine cover and then removing your spark plug. This is a 2-cylinder, so I'm going to remove it on the other side too, just to make turning it over easier. And now you're going to remove these two 10mm bolts. Now that you have taken out those two bolts, the valve cover should be ready to come off. You want to be careful when removing it so as not to damage the gasket. You can go ahead and set that cover aside, careful not to get it dirty. I like to wipe up any spilled oil and debris around the valve cover to make sure that no dirt gets in the valves. Now you can turn over the engine with your hand or a wrench until both of the valves are fully closed. This means that they're both up, and as you can see, this spring is compressed right here, meaning that valve is open, whereas this one is relaxed, meaning it's closed. Once you have both springs relaxed and the valves are loose, you can go ahead and check your valve lash. This engine in particular uses a 4/1000 inch feeler gauge, and you want to slide it in right below the rocker and above the spring. It should have some resistance, but not too much. Do this again with the other valve. Again, you should feel some resistance when moving the feeler gauge, but not too much. If the valves need to be adjusted, either it was too tight or too loose, the basic idea is that you have to hold something in this little screw in the center while loosening or tightening this nut. So, for this engine in particular, it's a 3mm Allen wrench and a 9/16 box wrench to loosen this nut. You start by loosening the nut and then the small screw on the inside. Again, don't take them out all the way. Now put your feeler gauge back in and tighten the nut until you feel the perfect amount of resistance. Once you think you have it set right, you got to hold the nut and tighten the center screw to lock it in place. Once both of those are tight, check it again to make sure nothing moved during the tightening process. Repeat the same thing with the other valve. Once all valves are set and the cover's ready to be put on, I like to check this gasket to make sure it looks intact and wipe down it, as well as the area around the valves to make sure no debris gets in there. Then you can go ahead and put the cover back on and the bolts back in. You don't have to snug them up too much because this is just a valve cover, but make sure they're not going anywhere. Make sure to reinstall your spark plugs. If you're doing the maintenance, it's a perfect time to put new ones in. After that, should be all set.